to, like, you want him to take
definitely want Shaquille to, I definitely want Shaquille to take the lead and to initiate everything and to, you know, get.
And you're not going to turn him down.
Mood.
You're not going to turn him down.
If he doesn't,
she's not going to turn him down.
It's sad, but Kirsten is her own worst enemy. Now she's ready for Shaq. Shaq is already checked out. He's just counting down the days till decision day. She should have made an effort at the start of their marriage, and she would have had a better opportunity. But now she's decided, you know, she's ready to commit to this marriage. She's ready for Shaq to make the moves. She's ready to make out with him. And it's like, it's too late. You told this man you are not attracted to him so many times. How do you expect him to suddenly dismiss that and to respond to you the way you want to be responded to after you turned him down countless times? But anyway, I digress. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's Valerie. Welcome back. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Married at First Sight, season 16, episode 14. I am so sorry about the delay with uploading the video. I've been a bit tied up with Love is Blind, but anyway, I'll try and get back on form. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. So the episode starts with Clint busy playing with Gina's dog. I think that dog is going to miss him. And I think after this experiment, Clint is going to get a dog. I think because of the bond, and I think he will miss that dog as well. They live in the same building, so I guess he can always look after the dog for Gina when she's busy, and twice, you know, he can visit, but I don't see, you know, them becoming a family. And then Chris and Nicole, oh my God, they're setting up their bidet, and I like how accommodating they are with each other. They grant each other a lot of mercy and a lot of room and space to sort of compromise and sort of do the things that they themselves might not want to do. I think it was a bit too much, them cleaning their butts on camera, but hey, it is what it is. And Shaq apparently was going away for work, and everyone knows Jasmine has sort of shut down. She really wanted to get married, and sadly it didn't work out. I think she should have gone on maybe Love is Blind, but then a lot of dark-skinned ladies haven't really been successful on that show. So anyway, so the couples have an expert visit. Dr. Pierre visits all four couples to sort of have a catch up and find out exactly where they are in the relationship and see if they can spark some sort of sexual attraction. The first couple is Gina and Clint. I think Gina and Clint needs to go home. Am I the only one? I think Gina and Clint, it's time for them to ask for a divorce. I think it's hopeless. I think the only thing they're doing is advertising Gina's salon, and that's it, nothing else. That's as far as I'm concerned. Because they started to talk about Clint and the fact that Gina felt Clint didn't have any swag. And it's like, why do you keep criticizing this man? Why do you keep wanting to break him down? What is it? What do you think you can do to sort of make him more attractive? Can you change his wardrobe? Can you give him a good hairstyle? A haircut? Can you give him a good haircut? Something like that. What else? So they did talk about the fact that Clint likes scents, and so he was talking about he likes vanilla scents. They get him in the mood. And Gina was saying, I'm uncomfortable with that, you know, because I don't see myself having that sort of conversation with Clint. And it's like, this is a marriage show. Why are you on a marriage show with someone if you don't feel you're comfortable speaking to them about, you know, marriage in the sense of the intimate aspect of it? I think they need a divorce. I think they need a divorce. I'm going to repeat that. I think they need a divorce. We later see them trying to sort of put it into practice. And it was like, you know, two friends sitting on a couch and just watching TV and having this thing in the background. Because obviously they had to come back to talking about his hair and the fact that Gina wanted to give him a haircut because she feels, you know, by the end of this, he's going to be so in tune with his hair and hair salons and stuff. And it's like, this is not what you're supposed to be talking about. You need a divorce. Ask for a divorce. Are the producers refusing for you to call for a divorce? Because then they'll only be left with 3 couples and they won't have enough footage to fill in the 1.5 hours. What is it? It doesn't make sense to me. The next couple Dr. Pierre meets up with is Aries and Jasmine. I think Aries and Jasmine, for me, I think needed a lot of hands-on work at the start. I think the producers should have sort of looked at the long-term aspect of this marriage instead of focusing on Aries' cousin who was just there for toxicity. Because I think had they had the right intervention in time, their marriage stood a chance of actually working, because Jasmine was really in this for the right reasons, and she might have been able to get Eris on board for him to eventually sort of find out that he wanted to be a part of this marriage. So Eris was sort of saying, oh, we had this thing with Dr. Pepper, and I was trying to speak to Jasmine, and she didn't seem really that into it. And it's like, Jasmine is checked out. I'm sorry, she's checked out. He will need to do a lot of work. I think gone is the time for him to sit there and just talk to her. He needs to plan events. He needs to take her out on dates. He needs to do things that she likes to do. He needs to do a lot more activities with her dogs, because this is what she likes. He needs to prove himself. He needs to put in the work. He can't be switched off the whole season and then 16 days before decision day decide, oh, let me put in some work now because I think I want this lady. It's too late. They were having the conversation, and he was saying, and Dr. Pia was saying, Jasmine, you seem to be very agreeable with whatever Eris is saying. And she was like, that's not my thing. And I don't know what sort of triggered her. And then she went, and because Eris said, yes, she does. I feel the same way. And this sort of set her off, and she really gave him an earful. That's when he said, oh, I like that. I like that. I find that. And it's like, so you like women that are toxic, women that will talk back to you, women that will tell you off. That's what you like. Had she been doing this, had you had Kirsten, then from the start you'd have been happy, because that's all Kirsten seems to have been doing to Shaq. I didn't get that. I didn't get that. I just found that to be very silly, but that's just me. Dr. Pia then meets with Nicole and Chris. And I think Nicole and Chris, people take it for granted that just because they're in a good space, that everything is okay. And I like how during their conversation, yes, they have been physically intimate and they're happy with how things are going. I like the fact that Dr. Pia was able to dig down to the root of the problem, because I've said this before, that Nicole is on her best behavior. All the craziness that she does to everybody else, production, at work, or wherever else, she's not showing that to Chris, because she's really all into Chris, because she's realized she's got a great guy and she's going to do everything it takes to make it work. So I was happy that they were able to discover that she is a people pleaser, which I wouldn't have thought so. Well, I guess in her trying to put her best foot forward, you could say she's trying to please Chris, so he says yes on decision day and he tells her he loves her. But I think there was concern that she might not be happy with some of the sexual acts that they're doing, and she might need more of that, and she might want to teach Chris. And I think because she doesn't want to offend him, this is why she was just going along with it. And even Nicole acknowledged that she just thought Dr. Pure was coming in, showing them a couple of tricks, and they would say, wham, bam, thank you. But she's realized she actually got more out of the process than she expected, which was good. And it seems, I think Shaq is fed up of Kirsten, because when she phoned him, she did video call him, and he just seemed very dismissive. Yeah, I had a great sleep. And he didn't say why. I think it's because he didn't need to wake up to film or need to rush to go to work because he's away at the moment. And she then rang him back to say, oh, I gave you an egg, so why didn't you give me one? And it's like, ma'am, read the room. He's not in the mood. He really is not in the mood. He's just agreed to come on just because he knows he has an obligation to film, but I don't think he was in the mood for that conversation at that time. Aries then they were cooking with Jasmine. These are the things he should have done before now. Apparently, he even went to the extent of phoning Jasmine's sister to try and get tips and ways of how to sort of make his marriage work. I think he's now attracted to her. He doesn't want to tell her he's attracted to her because he's worried that she is no longer attracted to him. And so he's looking for ways to impress her and hopefully get her to be attracted to him and sort of make the first move. That's the impression that I got. He said, oh, I apparently he told her sister that he clapped for Jasmine just because Pastor Carl told him to. And it's like, you did not need to say that. That's too much information, TMI. You should have kept that to yourself, because now you're just turning Jasmine more and more away from you. Initially, I said I was hoping he would be the Woody of the season. And it seems, although he had a willing partner, he's just self-sabotaged, and he's now trying to sort of turn the boat around and trying to get himself on track. But as much as he's trying, it's a bit too late for her. I think Aries and Kirsten deserve to be in the same club, because they messed about at the start. They thought they were all that, and their partners had to sort of bow down to them and sort of treat them like they were this king and queen. And then now that they've realized that they had amazing partners, they're trying to do a U-turn and sort of trying to sort of reverse whatever nonsense they were up to in the first couple of weeks. And it's too late because their partners seem to have checked out. Because Shaq and Kirsten met with Dr. Pia and they were talking about their relationship. How do you think things are going? And Kirsten was, oh, everything is going amazing. We're doing very well, blah, blah, blah. And then when she asked Shaq, Shaq went, well, it's up and down. It's like, oh my God, Shaq is not having any more of Kirsten's daughters. And so Dr. Pierre was like, how can someone say it's perfect? And then the other one is up and down. What is it? And then Shaq went, okay, it is up and down, but we have more good than we have bad days. And then they started talking, oh, he needs to be manly. And it's like, God, what do you want? I don't understand. This is the same thing with Jackie from Love is Blind. What sort of manly people are these people looking for? Go to a construction site. Look for a man then if you say you want a handyman. Go to, a farmer's market. Go to a DIY shop. Go somewhere where you'll find the manly man that you're looking for. Because Kirsten was piping down this list of things that, she saw her dad do, that she thinks that, make him manly and Shaq should be manly, or I like to feel safe. Do you think Shaq won't make you safe? Even if he's not going to be the one fighting the people, Shaq will have the money to pay someone to come and fight on your behalf and protect you. That's still manly. That's still sexy. I don't get why she's doing all that nonsense. I didn't get it. I really liked, the guys meeting up and sort of the husbands meeting up and the wives meeting up and sort of having individual events because I think this is a time for them to vent in a comfortable space without worrying that their wife is going to hear what they're saying. And so it was nice to see the guys talk. And Shaq, I think, is as much as Kirsten is coming round to the physical aspect, is now picking at the fact that she's not supporting him as much as he wants. I think they need to understand that this is a 8-week process, and as much as it feels like a lifetime, they need to start sort of being more accommodating and being more communicative in what their wants and their needs, and getting the experts to help them with the issues that they have if they plan on being married long term. The wives, Kirsten is happy with Shaq, and now she feels she's ready for the intimate aspect of their marriage. And I think Kirsten took too long because Shaq was a great catch for her. He had all the qualities, all the essential qualities that she needed. And then she could have built him up to what she wanted him to be, or supported him to be the man that she wanted. People like Christine married Keith, and Keith had good qualities, but he had issues in the sense that he didn't believe in participating in the cooking, and he didn't believe in, he was sort of set in husband and wife roles, and Kirsten was sort of able to sort of help drive him to be the husband that she wanted. And this is what Kirsten could have got out of Shaq. Because Shaq, he's got a great job. He's highly intelligent. He's highly articulate. He's very supportive. He's loving. He's caring. If she had sort of not focused on the fact that he doesn't have hair and had focused on sort of molding him and appreciating the good qualities that he had, she would have been set for life. But then she decided to be very picky, and now she's ready for him, and I think he's checking out already. It was sad to see Jasmine cry. She really wanted to be married. Everybody in the group knows she really wanted to be married. Even Nicole said, you were ready to be a wife, but sadly you're saddled with a man who's not. And it's sad that Eris didn't appreciate this, because he as well was set up with a great partner. And because there's no way the experts will set up two great people, because these two great people won't function as a unit. So they need somebody else who's sort of a yin to their yang. And I think people always say, oh, but they don't align. Kirsten should have been matched to, Jasmine should have been matched to Shaq. I don't think they would have worked out. As much as they both wanted to be married, I don't think they would have been a perfect match. I think there would have been a lot of issues in the sense that they would have been stuck in one zone. They need somebody else who's able to drive them, and sort of they wouldn't have been able to drive each other, because as much as Jasmine would have been able to support Shaq, I don't think she would have been able to push him as much as Kirsten would have been able to push him if she hadn't focused on his physical appearance for a very long time. And I think Iris would have needed someone like Jasmine to support him and love him and nurture him in a way that he needs, because he's already a driven man, but he didn't appreciate that as well. And I think it's a pity he's going to realize it once they've split up. Chris and Nicole well, I think they have a lot of blinders on, and I think once the you know, they come off, there's going to be a lot of issues, and if they're not careful, they're going to break up like Lindy and Miguel, and Clint and Clint and Gina, they need to break up. I, they were being asked, "Are you a third base?" And he said, "Well, we're still in the queue outside the baseball camp. We're still waiting to come in, so we're not even at first base." And so I don't know why that marriage is still there. I think the producers are just keeping them for airtime so that they have something to show. Otherwise, they won't have enough sort of footage with the other three couples. Anyway, I digress. Thanks, guys, for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye, everyone.